Okay, guys, welcome back to Crypto Talk. Sorry, it's been about a week or so. Not much to talk about. Market's been dumping, and they've been range bound, then dumping, then pumping. It's just not much to talk about. But what I wanted to get into here was starting on the daily, and then I'll back out to the monthly and the weekly. But we had a bullish divergence playing out, but it looks like we're going to roll over, in my opinion. I think we come back down and retest these lows, and I'll show you in a second why. Momentum is already dropping again. The RSIs and the VWAP are coming down. Money flow is still flat on the daily. This looks like it's going to be a rounding trigger wave. Drop on down to the 8-hour. I mean, we could get a bounce here. We could get another double bottom. It could confirm that this moves higher. So it really depends on if Asia can push us, but on lower time frames, you'll see it does look like it's just falling off. Keep in mind, we are range bound within a range. So locally, we're still range bound, getting controlled by the point of control. And then the top of this range has been knocked down by that point of control, and it's also the value area high of the local range. So this is the 4-hour. We do have a bounce coming right now. Kind of have to wait and see how that plays out. In the 1-hour, this is where I'm expecting a rejection tonight. You had a bearish break in structure here with a drop down below with this candle here. You're back testing the neckline of pretty much this market structure, and I'm expecting a rollover from there down to the lows. Overnight for Asia, leading into London is my thought process. You can already see the lack of momentum here. You're going to have potentially a trigger wave to the downside. Both RSIs and the VWAP are starting to slow down significantly. So that's what I'm watching for locally. Let's go back out to the monthly chart. So the last time we had a consolidation is playing out just like this. If you take this momentum wave and money flow and deduce this out, this was a 5-month period of consolidation. So not that anyone wants to hear that right now, but you have potentially a 5 months of consolidation. So if that's the case, it would take you to May before we start to break out, and then June into July before the big lift off. And then say August, September, October. October is kind of what I was calling for the Bitcoin top anyways, right? So not saying that 150 is our top, but it's possible. My other math pointed to 340 as a potential target. So it really depends on how aggressive we get with getting retail investors involved. 2021, the big boys did a really good job of marketing crypto to bring in new investors to act as exit liquidity as the big investments and hedge funds exited the market. So. But even here, the monthly, you kind of get this little dippy-do, right? So even back here, we had a very shallow. This is kind of a more deep, but it's starting to round back up. So it's kind of have some hope here for Bitcoin moving into that. 2-week, a lot deeper on the VWAP, which I'm not a fan of. RSIs are still pointing down. This does show more continuation. Also, if I pull this up, you can see. Maybe I deleted the wrong one. I probably deleted it on this one. Anyways, but if you pulled a fib from top to bottom, guys, you're pretty much exactly sitting on the 0.54 fib. Let's go. Can I get it to pull? It's not pulling for me. Anyways, let's take this off. You're sitting on the 0.54 fib, exactly. Doesn't mean we can't come back down and back test the 618. Which is coming in between 72 and 74,000 based on how you draw this. That is also the top of the last market structure, so that is super big support. Will we get there is to be seen. This is the 2 weeks, and look at the wicks you've already got here. You got some buy pressure, obviously. The 1 week does look like we're coming lower. Let's just be honest. That this looks like, unless we get a big push and get a bearish engulfing candle back above 93,000, there's no way to be bullish here. I would expect kind of a dippy-do choppy here. Remember, institutions want to maintain this price level so they can accumulate as much as possible before they get a minimum 3x push. These guys want at least a 3x on their investment. The 2-day looks like we're getting a trigger wave. 3-day is, excuse me. 2-day is choppy as all get out. Stair step up, stair step down, maybe stair step back down, then back up. But yeah, it's trying to print a trigger wave on the 2-day. 1-day has one, but it looks like it's rolling over again. So since March 1st, we've been 2 days up, pretty much 2 days down. Well, this is 2 days up, bearish engulfing candle down, 2 days up, bearish engulfing candle, pretty much, no, not bearish, but doji. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days down, 2 days up. This is more controlled by the bears at this point in time. Also, right above this 618 is coming in. The 200 simple moving average here on the daily is very bullish. That's why I have 74,000 as a low end target. If we do go that low, I would set some limit orders down there for some longs. Lower leverage, give yourself some wiggle room in case it wicks through some stuff, because it will cascade if it does go down there, because the fact that people are going to get liquidated in the process. There's not much else to talk about. I'm not even going to get into anything else. The only thing I'm going to get into is pretty much is Ethereum and AVAX. Those are the two bigger players here, in my opinion. AVAX is starting to really take over market share. It's like the second largest DeFi pie now compared to Ethereum. So let me turn off some of my garbage here for you. You can see this is the CME chart. So we did completely fill this gap. We have yet to fill this one up here at, it will take up to 80, let's call it 86,500 would fill that. Based on the close, actually it's probably higher than that, sorry. There's your candle close, roughly. So that is now, yeah, let's call it 87,000. To be on the safe side, so we need to have a complete close up here, just like this big candle closed that guy, and we rug down further. And then we finally filled this guy on the second attempt. Actually, we tried back here, then we got a big fake out and then big dump, finally filled it. And then now I think we're going to maybe do a fake out to the downside or just consolidate and then fill this guy up here. And then come back down. So it's going to be a complete mind screw if that ends up playing out that way. But that's what the market maker likes to do. Or we just roll over, bounce, and then really push our way back up and take this out on the way back up to like the 107 mark. So if today was the bottom, say the bottom is in, hypothetically speaking, not say it is, but if you did a fib rejection, where is the 618? 618 is coming in at 97,455. It's also a huge order blocks there for rejections. So that would be a really good short term or more of a mid-term short position. You want to be careful with that. Higher up, you got the 786 in the middle of this massive order block up here, coming in at the 103 mark. 886 is another one at 106,425. But you get back above that, it's likely it's going to push to a new all-time high. I don't see it rejecting for a third time for a triple top. If it spends time down here, it's going to meander its way back up, and it's going to stair step. And really the best of both worlds, if you haven't seen it since probably May of last year, if you can get a cascade, just get a cascade, and then one of these V recovers that just completely runs, and it'll just continue to run to new all-time high, and then back test, and then move higher again. Super aggressive. I doubt we'll see it because it doesn't give the big boys enough time. I don't think they've screwed enough people yet. Usually gonna have the complete capitulation wick. We haven't had that where it's like, where's a good example of that? I don't think we have one in this move up. I think we have one back here. Yeah, there it is. There's your bottom candle. Complete wick. Maybe it's a better idea on the show than on the weekly. Weekly probably has a massive wick to show you. Yeah, that one's all wick too, but you know, that's the bullish part about all of this, is just the weekly wicks are just huge. So we are getting plenty of buy volume. Yes, this was pushed down. Yes, this is manipulated, but also this was further made worse by stop losses and liquidation. So zoom in one more time for you guys here locally. This I'm looking for Bitcoin. Looking for a rejection here shortly with the previous day EQ coming in line here. Potentially a target, and that would be another rollover. So short-term fib projections for shorts somewhere in this neck of the woods. You get high enough, you got the 618 at 82.6. You got the point of control in the value area coming in around 83, 180. And then if you get really high up, you'll have another short at the 886, kind of like at the 83. It's called 795 in the previous day open. But VWAP is starting to wane. This stuff looks like it's gapped. It's starting to fade and gas out. So let's take a look at lower time frames before I jump over to Ethereum. Yeah, you're really struggling here at the local point of control. 10-minute. You do have some money flow, but it's not like it's that thick. It just switched over. Money flow is thick, but looks like you're getting hammered down by some shorts and some limit sells. You've also got on the 5-minute here, you got the 200 SMA just pushing it down. All right, so again, my lower, kind of expecting 90. I would like to see 79.5 as a wick down and bounce for London Open in New York. And then hopefully stocks rally tomorrow. But we'll leave it at that. It's kind of what I'm thinking. You left behind a liquidity curve here too. So that was done on purpose, in my opinion, by Asia. It has not been mitigated yet. You got all of this to take out. So to go whoopsie daisy and then do that. In all likelihood, in my opinion. All right, AVAX. What are we doing in AVAX? So AVAX is doing really well. A lot of bullish sentiment around the gaming ecosystem. Let me turn off my Mongo Pro Trader stuff. Excuse me. There you are. You're really getting close to a bottom. We've rugged what? Back in December, we were up to $55, and now this is a great time to buy if you're brand new to crypto. Now you're back up to $17 or $18 now. We wicked all the way down to $15,225. It's crazy. What I'd like to see, since it does run hard against Bitcoin, is I'd like to see it bounce here in the near term, get like a breakout above 27, and then kind of back test maybe 22 to 20, and then you'd have an inverse head and shoulders playing out for you there as well. But alts are not going to do a darn thing unless Bitcoin consolidates and or starts to run itself. So let me go out to the week daily here for you. You also here had a break in structure bearishly, which is not good, which really could make you back down to my original buy price of $8.50, but I doubt that's going to happen. So it's an ugly McDonald's for AVAX. The only thing it's got going for it, it's been adopted by Bank of America and Citibank, and a lot of other companies are using it for gaming and infrastructure aspects. Nearly perfect tag off the 886. So this is likely the bottom. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be. You'd have to have a black swan event, in my opinion, to have AVAX drop down to $8. And if it's so, I'll be throwing my freaking left leg at buying it at that point in time. It's also the fastest and cheapest, currently speaking. I think it's like less than 8 seconds for a transaction to go through. All right, so that's AVAX. Let's check out Ethereum. I don't know why everything's defaulted to the 1 minute. Let's go to the 1 week here for you. All right, this has been rugged completely. The nice thing is we retested 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th touch on this 200 smooth moving average. So, yeah. So this cup and handle is not playing out like it should. That's a massive handle if that's the case. So you may want to scrap that drawing. The cup and handle has kind of failed right now, but it could. This could be a deep handle, but we'll have to wait and see. If that did play out, it plays out to $15,000. If that's the peak of the bull run, we'll have to wait and see. We did tag and bounce right off of the 236. Oh man, that is a really ugly chart, Anthony. Let's see here. There, that's more realistic. So yeah, we're still back above the 236 and sitting on some market structure here for support. So while Ethereum could go lower, I don't see much of it. I don't see it. I mean, you'd have to have a really bad day. We have already had a whole week of really bad days for stock market to get back below 15,250. The 15,000, yeah, we'll call it 25 or $1,525. That's pretty strong support. And that would give you just not the wick into supply. All right, guys, I'll leave it at that. Nothing I say is financial advice. Best of luck. You want to find me here with Crypto Black Wall on Twitter, the Blockguard Discord. More updates and tutorial videos coming up for Fusio. I'll have that out here shortly. The pre-sale investor window is closed. So sorry if you didn't get in. We're going to have more information on the launch pads coming forth in terms of when that's happening. It'll be a fair launch for Fusio, and then we'll be usually 2 to 4 weeks after that, we'll be launching on a centralized exchange of our choice. A lot of nice tier ones we're talking to. So look out for Fusio. We're going to launch at the launch pad at 3/4 of a penny. And then by the time we get over to the centralized exchange, we're going to launch at a penny. No team allocations for Fusio's tokens. So if we want some, we have to buy it just like everybody else. That's one nice little factor about it. But I'll give you more of an information and update on the Fusio token, the use case of it, and how and why the utility works for you, and why we're different. So I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks.